Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Thais Hair, and today I will be doing a hair braiding tutorial for total beginners. I will be showing you how you can learn to braid. So what I noticed is that the easiest section of your hair to braid is away from the edges and away from the sides. So I am going to be braiding a section in the middle of my crown, not all the way in the middle of my crown. But what I basically did was parted out my edges right here in the front. You see that? I got this out of the way because it is much more difficult to braid from the edges going back. It really takes a lot more effort. So I have this section out of the way. Yeah, so I already parted this section right here. It's about this long and it's going straight back away from the edges. This is twisted out of the way. And the rest of my hair, I'm just going to put in a ponytail to get it out of the way. And I'm going to pin this out of the way. So let's start braiding. Make sure that you're doing this video with me. Okay guys, make sure you really get your hair ready and do it along with me so you can follow the instructions much more easier. So I have about this much. You don't need anything more than this just to get your practice in. So this is how it's parted. It's not perfect because this video is just for you to practice braiding. So let's go over what a braid is. So a braid is basically a plait that you keep picking up hair as you go. So this is a plait. So in this section, I'm going to take this little front section right here, just a little bit, and let's see what a plait is. A plait is when you split your hair into three sections, three pieces, and you grab the hair on the outside like that, bring it in the middle, and then you do the opposite side. Grab that one, bring it in the middle. Yeah, and then you grab the opposite side, bring it in the middle, grab the outside, opposite side, bring it in the middle, and you keep going. That is a plait. As I'm sure a lot of you already know how to plait, but I just wanted to start with the basics. That is a plait. You're grabbing the opposite side and bringing it in the middle, the outside section, and then you repeat on the opposite side. So the difference with a braid is that you're picking up hair behind that plait as you go. So I have the camera high so you guys can really see what I'm doing here. So let's do a braid. So with a braid, you want to grab a little piece in the front. This is for beginners. Grab a little piece in the front, and then we're going to start with a plait. You're only going to plait or grab the opposite sides one time this time because we're doing a braid. So start as if you're going to plait your hair. So right here I'm grabbing the opposite side. Then I grab the opposite side, and that's it. So now we're going to pick up hair behind that plait, which is going to create a braid. So right here, this time I'm grabbing the opposite side, but I'm picking up a little bit of hair behind there. You see that? Then I pick up that hair, bring it in the middle. I picked up some hair, and then I do the same thing on the other side. Pick up some hair behind that, bring it in the middle, and look, it may be like a sort of tangle. What you do, you take your index finger and you push it through that hair to separate the hair from the hair in the back. Separate the hair in the front from the hair in the back. And then go on the opposite side, pick up hair, And your braid isn't going to look good on the first try. It does take practice, but yeah, you just have to keep practicing. And you keep repeating that. You pick up hair on the outside, go to the other side, and you pick up hair behind that. And you push, see your index finger, to separate the hair in the back from the hair in the middle. When you're picking up the outside hair, you push it through. See that? And it's separated. Then you pick up hair on the outside. So you're just doing a plait, but you're picking up hair. And then you have a braid. You have a braid, and your braid isn't going to look good, but as long as you keep practicing picking up hair and you get used to picking up hair, then the more comfortable you get, and then the more tension you start to add as you become comfortable with that motion. So you're not gonna get it on your first try. It does take practice. So you just keep practicing. So, oh, my arms hurt. If you have like a mannequin or a doll or someone else's hair, it's much more better that way, by the way. It's much more better. So yeah, use like a Barbie doll or a baby doll or a mannequin. You find it much more easier, because when you're doing your own braid, your arms tend to sort of hurt. So let's go one more time. We're going to start with a little section in the front, and we're going to begin our plait. And we have three strands. We're pulling the outside strand in the middle, but at the same time we're picking up hair. But with a braid, we start with a plait. We do one plait first. So pick up the outside, pull the outside in the middle, pull the outside in the middle. And then on the second round, we pick up a little bit of hair in the back. So pick up the hair, and do it really gentle. You don't have to add tension because you're new to doing it. See that? Pick up the hair on the outside, and make sure you pick up a little bit of hair, not too much hair, just so that it comes out good. If you pick up too much hair, it's not going to look good. You want to pick up a little bit of hair as you go along. Yeah, that is my take on braiding for beginners. I hope I made it as simple as possible. It does take practice. You're going to have to practice to finally get it, but as long as you get comfortable with that motion, the better you will get, and then the more comfortable you get with that motion, you can begin to add tension to make your braid actually look good. And yeah, when I learned how to braid, I practiced for like a week consistently, like every day, and that's how determined I was as a little girl. I would practice on my dolls, and I seen my friends knowing how to braid, and I felt like I wanted to learn too. So yeah, just remember a plait, but instead you're picking up hair in the back. And the key thing for beginners is starting with small sections, because it's difficult to learn how to braid with bigger sections. At least for me, on my journey learning how to braid, I found it easier to work with small sections because it's much more easier to grab the hair behind, and you always want to grab a little bit of hair behind, not too much. So I hope that this helped. Make sure you practice with the video to get the best results. Like, don't just watch it and then go practice later on, because you're most likely going to get confused and forget. So yeah, section your hair off with the video and do it as the video plays in the background or as you're watching it with a mirror in front of you. So I am so happy to share this. A few people suggested that I do this video, and at first I was a bit hesitant because I felt like it would be like so hard to explain how to braid, but I'm happy that I at least, broke it down in the simplest way I know how to. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a rating if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more weekly hair videos here. Bye bye.